2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Mount Hawthorn or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Lovely to see Jeremy McGovern in the flesh this morning.
Look at him.
Yes.
Fit as a fiddle.
Fit as a
miss
fiddle.
you guys.
We miss you too. The first thing that came in that and everyone started asking you about, the fact that you and Natalie have got something in common.
Do we?
You're both columnists.
You're right.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yes, I've got a book coming out soon. Book signing at Dimmick.
So you've got a column in the West every week?
Every second week.
Every second week.
Yeah. Just to help give the fans, everyone, a bit more of an insight on AFL footy.
On what Jeremy McGovern thinks of Harley Reid. This should be good.
I can quote some of it from this one.
Let's go, Ross.
Oh, Ross wrote things down.
I know.
Because remember, Ross
reads
read the paper.
Going into the lead up to round one is the excited unknown.
Yes.
I thought that was a good quote.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good too. So, obviously exciting, new list, new
And
people.
unknown.
And, yeah.
I see where you're
It
coming
is
from.
unknown, yes. That's the
list,
scary
who it
bit.
is?
So, it's a scary, great, fun, exciting bit, but also at the same time, this time of year's nerves.
Yeah, well, we live in a world where Richmond can win. So
Yeah, that was
what's
crazy.
that about?
Yeah, I don't know. I've got to call my brother today. I don't know if he wants to be taking a call from me right now, but it's footy. It's AFL footy,
Yes. Yeah, anything
and
can
it's
happen.
round one. Everyone's been trying different things in the off season, and
And
that's
for you
why it's
guys,
a bit
new
scary.
coach, obviously. So this is a whole new era for the West Coast Eagles.
Yes.
We're in the mini era.
It's the first game of it.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen? We've implemented some things in the off season.
Yeah.
Which we want to implement on game day, but we haven't done it yet. So it's first games this week, and we're looking forward to trying to implement
Put
those
it to the
things. And
test.
it'll change and it'll evolve. Game plans, every team does. So for us, we're looking forward to getting in front of our fans this weekend and seeing what we can do.
It is very exciting, very nerve-wracking at the same time. Expectations are always high, not only from the supporters but also the players, because they've put in an enormous amount of work, as you see from the Gov sitting in front of you.
He's never been fitter.
Strong.
And in one foul swoop, what happened with Carlton last night can derail your season.
Putting pressure on him, quite.
No, but I think the Eagles have got an
Looks
absolute...
like he wants to punch you now.
No, but here's the thing. So the Gold Coast Suns' expectations are, from them, is to play finals this year for the very first time in their history. The Eagles are going on with a bit of a rebuild situation. A lot of young players. Archer Reid gets to play his first game. Massive unit. He's a big unit. But that's the exciting thing, because you get to go out there with a little bit more freedom,
Shaun,
believe.
you're putting a lot of weight on the first game for starters. Didn't Brisbane lose the first 5 or something last season?
Look, you can take what I say with a grain of salt.
Sorry
to bring facts into it.
But Brizzy just had to do everything right from there. So
yes.
if they lost an extra game here or there, then you'd go on
completely different scenario.
Yeah. So who knows? And that's the comp. The AFL comp at the moment is so tight and so ruthless with if you just off a little bit, like Carlton were off for half a game and they lost. So it's just the AFL comp, and you can look at it both ways. As for us, it's exciting. For other teams, it's a bit, when you got a bit more pressure on you, it's like, we need to make sure we do everything right. So we're going to go out there and get into it and start implementing the start of a new game plan and a new era, I guess.
How are you going also? Because you're personally in the post-Tommy Barras era. Yeah. So you don't have your little twin tower down the back line anymore. And, you're obviously very good mates, and he's moved on to Hawthorn. So you've got have you found a new friend? Like, what are you doing?
I've got plenty of friends, as much as Tommy's my guy.
That have filled Tommy's shoes, because I know you were very good mates.
Yeah, for sure. Harry Edwards is... He's played two of the pracky matches, and he looked really sharp. And for him, he's been yearning for some opportunity. Yeah. So it's great. And I've
every now and then, do you call him Tom? Or what happens?
No, I don't. Harry's Harry. You can't mistake those two. Yeah. But hopefully he's just as good as Tommy Brass, if not better. So I'm really looking forward. Not just him. There's plenty of other boys down there, a lot younger this back line this year. Yeah. And the team in general. So I've actually really enjoyed, obviously, meeting and working with different people.
Yep.
You deal with the same people all the time. Don't get me wrong, that's awesome as well. But learning the way everyone plays and getting to know all these young boys has been really good fun.
Just on that, Gav, who's the one to watch on Saturday? Who should we keep an eye out for?
Or Sunday, Evan.
So your Sunday. This weekend.
Oh, there's actually a few, but I like Jack Hutchison, who's been just sort of flying under the radar. Not flying under the radar, but he's been playing some good footy. I think he's had a massive pre-season. And, I'd throw his hat in the ring.
So Jack came in the pre-season draft last year. Yeah. Funnily enough, I had a drink with his mum on like a couple of days
Shaun,
out from Christmas.
Yeah. Shaun.
She just lobbed up to a street party, and she's driving a car around Australia.
Yeah.
And she become friends with somebody over, might have been at the dog park or something like that. Next thing you know,
the Prime Minister's hanging around
Give us the tongue.
So just wait, please.
You're going to have to wait your turn, Prime Minister. Jeremy McGovern is all Australian. He's not going anywhere.
Martin Collins now.
So he's from Inverloch originally. He's, for around Phillip Island, so I know a lot about it.
Yeah, no, he's a
good size too, by the way.
Yeah, he's great size. His athletic ability is unbelievable. So, he's going to be great. I'm looking forward to seeing him have a really good year.
Yeah, and how's Liam Baker settling in? So he's going to be playing on Sunday?
Yes, I'm pretty sure he is at this stage. I'm thinking he is.
He's been named.
Prime Minister's just sitting down next to you.
Now, the Prime Minister has to know a lot about everything, of course, and I just want to ask him straight off the bat. Good morning to you.
Morning. Good morning.
Albo. It's great to have you in here. Jeremy McGovern, six-time All-Australian from the West Coast Eagles. What can you tell me about him?
Well, I can tell you that in 1991, I went to the only AFL Grand Final ever held at Waverley.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there you go.
And the Hawks, I remember it vaguely because we met at the Hawthorn Social Club at Glen Ferry. Really early in the morning, really early. And it was a big bus trip out there.
Yes.
And it was a great game. The only one ever played there, and then we went back. And
it was a shocking venue. It was awful.
The team came afterwards. Yeah, it wasn't great, was it?
So cold.
But the team all went back afterwards. It was a very late night. So
that's all you've got to say about Jeremy McGovern.
I just...
Were you even born then? Oh, no, you weren't.
I was 92. I was 92. So that's why.
You told us the memory of when he wasn't alive.
It's an Eagles story.
That's right.
He does play for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Gav, is there anything you want to ask the Prime Minister?
No, you're a small business owner. Maybe you can ask him about anything coming up in the near future.
No. I'm sure you're getting plenty of other questions next round from me.
What about some advice? Because you always get advice.
Why don't you ask him what he thinks of Harley Reid?
Harley Reid will look great in brown and gold.
There we go.
Come on now.
You're trying to get votes in this country. You want votes in this state. Don't come here talking about that.
Yeah. Harley's sensational.
Yeah, you know what? We saw one of the biggest contracts ever signed in the NRL just recently.
We did.
Well, $13 million over 10 years.
I don't know about that, I've got to say. Dylan Brown, good player.
But it's Jeremy McGovern money.
The Gov gets more than that.
But
Albo, Harley Reid's deal, his next one will be... It'd almost double that.
It'll be big. No, he's a fantastic young player.
Would you rather be the Prime Minister of Australia or be Harley Reid about to sign a new contract?
Oh, mate, I had to go into politics because I wasn't good enough. I wasn't a good enough halfback at rugby league. I actually have played AFL. I played in the Community Cup, which is a charity game that's held for RecLink. And my advice to people out there, your young listeners, is make your debut before the age of 50, not after.
Did anybody lay any solid tackles on you?
It was very ordinary. There was this young bloke on me playing at Henson Park, and he's sort of pulling at my jumper and all this stuff. I said, mate,
Who are you, Jeremy McGovern?
I'm older, I'm fatter, I'm slower. I've never played this game. Like, chill out.
Yeah.
Chill out. He was very excited.
That would be Shaun. That would definitely be Shaun.
You had been known for trying too hard in charity games.
Actually, the umps gave me a free that I probably didn't deserve, it's fair to say.
You know what the best thing about, I don't know if, I'd imagine you do this too, Gov. Sometimes you don't deserve a free, but you've got to overact after they give you the free. You do that, Gov?
I try not to.
He doesn't get any freaks. What are you talking about? He's a backman.
Like, oh, yeah, it really hit me hard, thanks, You've got to sell it up.
No, what are you talking about? Gov has broken ribs and keeps playing, so...
You don't want to oversell it, Shaun.
No.
You don't.
Try not to make it harder for him.
Come on,
It's
mate.
hard enough to umpire the game. So
how are the Eagles going to go this year, mate?
We'll find out Sunday, but we're hoping to keep building. Yeah, we've obviously had a tough couple of years, but for us, we're just trying to get better and do whatever we can to keep improving. But
no, it's been a great club. I went to the AFLW Derby here between the Eagles and the Dockers.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I think last year or the year before.
Yeah, brilliant.
Fantastic. It's an amazing
Derbies
stadium.
get everybody up and about, don't they?
They certainly do. Hey, Gov, do you know much about the Prime Minister's favourite sporting team? The Rabbitohs?
No.
Rabbitohs.
You know much about the Rabbitohs at all?
Not a lot. I know
We
of
had
the
a win.
Rabbitohs, yes.
We started round one with a win last week, but we keep getting injured. We can't get through a training run without losing players.
You've got to make.
Pretty tough start.
Wayne Bennett has to go down as one of the greatest coaches. You know much about Wayne Bennett?
Not much, but I've heard of Wayne Bennett, yes.
One of the greatest leaders of all time. He has to be.
He's like the Kevin Sheedy, or I don't know if there's an equivalent in
drinks
AFL.
less red wine.
Or Barassi. He's been quite extraordinary. He's in his mid-70s now.
Wow.
He's just come over to South, and he's just a motivator of men. He doesn't say much. I was on the board for years. And he just gets the best out of players.
How can you take a bit of leadership out of what he does, Albo, even as being a Prime Minister?
Focusing on what's important.
Yep.
Ignoring the noise.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I have to do as PM. Ignore the noise.
There's no noise around that,
there.
is there?
Yeah. Ignore the noise. If you look at your comments on social media or anything else, just focus on what you're trying
Same
to do
for you,
for
Gov,
the country. Agree, Gov? And the grand final is a bit like election day.
Yeah.
It's not one. It's not one in March or April any more than a game's won in the first or second quarter.
Yeah.
You got to play it out. Be ahead when the siren goes. When the siren goes in May, I'll be ahead.
Mate.
All right.
Mate, did you write any of that down?
Gov.
This is the same.
Gov
This
just
is the
tuned
speech
out.
you need at the start of the game.
I felt like I was speaking to myself. He was speaking to me. I'm just, yep. Here we go. I'm about to run through a brick wall.
I know, we're ready. Gav, good luck on Sunday. It's going to be a
Thanks,
ripper
guys.
game.
I appreciate it.
And
Good
we'll
luck,
catch up.
mate.
Can't wait
Thank
to
you.
read your column again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'll rip it out. Thanks, guys.
Good on you, Gov.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Shenton Park or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Puts a smile on my face when I get to see the big man.
at him.
I miss him all the time.
Hair's
Looks wonderful.
perfect.
See him on 9 News on a regular basis, does a super job.
Great to be here. I didn't do a super job last night. You have one of those nights where you just your words don't come out properly.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Never been there.
Must be a former captain thing of Fremantle.
Well, you were concussed a bit too over the journey.
Yeah. Maybe
life
it
is
is a bit of CTE. No, I shouldn't joke about that. Actually, it's great to be here and nice to see everyone in here this morning, including the Prime Minister on the way out.
I know.
He brushed me, but that's probably fair enough.
That'll come back to Horny, won't it,
Yeah, that
Ross?
will. That's real. You don't want to get the Dockers supporters offside.
Hey, Pav, we had a big start to the year last night. We had the bloody Tigers getting up.
What about that? 41 points down they were, the Tigers. Looked like Carlton were going to be supreme winners on the night. They were doing everything right. As expected. And then it's effectively the biggest upset I can think of in recent times. Maybe back to the Derby last year. That was a huge upset in terms of West Coast beating Freo in round 2 or 3, whatever odds. But everyone thought the Blues were going to get it done, and probably they thought they were going to get it done halfway through that second quarter, 40 points up. But credit to Richmond, they put a lot of pressure on the Carlton defence. They panicked, and they turned the ball over and scored, and sometimes it's as simple as that.
It is. I think we know the reason why Richmond got up, though. It's because yesterday, Shaun.
Oh, what happened?
Have you got that audio of Shaun?
Yes.
Well, he probably wasn't the only one, Nat, thinking...
I know, but famously the McManus curse, when he says something with conviction, you know it's not going to come true.
It generally goes the other way, doesn't
This
it?
happens.
This is what he said.
I stand by that. Can I just stand by that? Like, Richmond will win the wooden spoon. As it turns out, I actually found myself cheering for them because the energy coming from the young players and the fact that everyone knew that they were the mad underdogs. And you just see momentum in sport happen so often.
And it is always fun to see Carlton lose.
It just kept going.
Imagine what Lygon Street's going to be like. Tearing it down the place, and Vossi's already under the pump. Although I saw his post-match press conference, and he was very calm. But there was a couple of questions from some journalists. You knew when you played on Vossi, he's got those steely blue eyes. Yes. You could see he wanted to rip someone's head off. But he was nice and calm. But yeah, it was an incredible start. Well, false start last week, let's call it that, with the opening round, and then to see 80,000 people at the MCG, Richmond supporters, home ground, home game, and it was a fantastic result for them.
Yeah.
So you know, Michael Voss, one time we were playing at the Gabba 1 game, Pav, and I remember centre bounce came and he was standing right next to me and I took a metre backwards and I thought I'll just knock him off the ball here. This will come my way. Anyway, I hit him pretty hard in my mind. He didn't move. I was like, holy shit, we're in for a long one here.
I remember when I lived in Melbourne as a student, it was when Vossi was drafted to Brisbane and he was still in high school. So there was a picture of him in his school uniform at school and then he would go to training afterwards.
He was an absolute
amazing?
Star. Yeah, I still remember, it must have been my second year here we were playing them. They were on the way to their first flag and I think I went into the midfield just for a bit of time because we were getting pantsed and I remember like shoving him as hard as I could in the sternum and he kind of a bit the same. He kind of brushed it off and he didn't do anything the next stoppage and I thought, oh, here we go. This guy's what's this?
What
and
a pushover.
And then the next one, he absolutely back in the day where it just smacked me right in the guts and I was down for a couple of minutes. So I think he'll get the Blues back and I'm going, but they've got some issues after that one last night.
Pat, there's a couple of games that we want to talk about in our local teams. Obviously, Fremantle going down to the Cattery tomorrow, and probably not since you led the Dockers down there in round one have we won, which is 2015.
So round two it might have been, but a long time ago. Well, they've got a reasonable record there of late. They have won their last couple down there, Shawnee, but it has been the issue I have with this fixture is it's at 10:30.
I know.
WA time, which I know people out there were saying, well, hang on, what does that mean? How can that make a difference? They're so professional. And yeah, it is. But early in the season, 3-hour time difference, it does actually make a significant impact to your preparation and how you go about the game. So, look, no doubt they would have talked about that from a high performance perspective, from a how we deal with it and get out there and perform. But a couple of key players out of course as well, Hayden Young, Shaun Darcy, Shea Bolton misses, Sonny Walters as well, and no Nat Fyfe. So they've got it up against them. You look at the teams on paper though, and I still think they can get it done. But first round, the 10:30 start away from home, probably Geelong just in that one.
Just looking up the weather because originally they were saying it was going to be 37 or something. 31 is the forecast now, which is a bit better. But they are playing in the heat of the day,
which will benefit the Dockers. There's no question of that.
They've been training in that. Yeah, for sure.
It was strange that a lot of the media outlets kept asking Justin about how they're going to deal with the heat, and you're like, you live in WA with him.
Yeah,
why are you asking that question?
Ask them. They're in Geelong, which, you've played, you had your coldest moment ever.
That was
remember
freezing.
that, Pav? Pav.
Terrible. I still remember the Geelong players laughing at us doing our warm-up because it was belting down. There was mud everywhere. It was freezing cold. And I could see Matthew Scarlett, I can see Andrew Mackey's face still. Let's see it into my brain. They were just laughing at us.
Yes.
Because they were like, we're not going out there.
It's like, why is Pav wearing a cardigan?
I tell you what, I remember running out there. I had this thing in my mind, I'll never wear a long sleeve jumper because I'm so tough.
You don't want to look soft.
We go out in the warm up, and we freeze. Oh, it was so.
You came in, put a skivvy on, and then the long sleeve over the top.
I came in, I said, "That's out the door." Paddy Watson, give us the long sleeve.
Hot showers at halftime, hands in buckets of hot water. Yeah. It was just brutal, and we got pants. So 31 degrees is probably an advantage to the Dockers on the weekend.
So. Yeah, sure.
Just a quick one, Murphy Reid. Great to see him getting his first game of debut. Victorian lad was drafted, pick 16 in last year's draft, and gets to represent Fremantle.
That's going to be amazing. His footy IQ's through the roof. On the West Coast game on Sunday, we'll both be doing some work for that one.
Head-to-head, Shawnee.
Yes.
Tune in to Fox and KO.
Hello.
Wow. We were worried about what I'm going to be wearing, but I'll give you a call about that later on.
Let's text. Let's not have jacket gate, all right? Yeah. We've seen that before.
We wore it best. Oh, that's going to be great. The Gold Coast Suns, they're under pressure to make the finals this year.
Yeah.
They've got a lot to live up to, and the West Coast is a bit free and easy, new team and all that.
It's a free hit. Absolutely, it's a free hit, yeah. And Archie Reid, speaking of Reids, is Reids galore. He gets his first crack at it. That's the big key forward, 203 or 4 centimetre.
Huge.
Yeah. And he'll play a bit of ruck as well with Matt Flynn. And he definitely showed some signs throughout the pre-season and particularly, even couple of big marks and in that game against the Kangaroos. So he gets his chance to make an impact. But they've got you can see Andrew McQualter, Jack Hutchinson will play a fair bit on the wing. Obviously, Baker and Graham come in from Richmond, Owies from Carlton. There's enough there to like if you're a West Coast fan. Gold Coast have all the pressure on them. They were horrendous away from home last year. So there'll be a bit of internal pressure on how they deal with travel. Can Damien Hardwick in his second year get them finally into the finals? So it's a bit of a free hit for the Eagles on Sunday.
Good luck with the commentary, Pav. We'll look at the numbers after the game, obviously. It'll be full on. Good on you, mate. Thanks
guys.
Special comment, Shaun McManus. Thanks, Pav.
Sean Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Mount Hawthorn or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.